Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It's a damn fine day to talk about some books. It's Well Read Beard, and today we are here for Beard Book Talk, where I show you what I read, what I got, what I'm going to read. Going to check my mic volume really quickly. I don't know why it defaults. There, is that better? Uh, yeah, I had a great week. Closed out April, put up my April what do you call it? Wrap up. Got through 16 books. I'm always in a weird state after that, and then rolling into my weekly thing because like I go ahead and put away books that I may have finished last week, but finished before the end of April. So like I know that I finished Crime and Punishment last week, but I've already put it away. And that's my thing, just so we're clear. Like I keep the books that I've read in the month together in a stack so that I can come back and do my wrap up. And then at that point, they are inserted alphabetically into the shelf. Which, how do you organize your books? My wife really likes height, which I mean, I get it probably looks better, but how would you ever find anything? So anyway, so yeah, so some stuff that I got through. Like I said, I finished Crime and Punishment last week. I also finished what's the other book that I finished? I also finished Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad last week, and the reason I know that was because right after that, my next physical read was The Vessel by Adam L.G. Neville. I finished this. I really liked this. I think I've got a review up for this at this point, but I 4-star liked this. It is really, really fast paced folk horror. Really, really cool. So enjoyed that one. So again, the way I do audiobooks, I get three on Everand, I get one on Audible. But Everand and Audible probably as well, but Everand especially has a pretty decent library of classics that are free. That is really the main reason I did Crime and Punishment, and because I ended Crime and Punishment on like April 29th, had a couple more days because my credits reset on May 1st. I did Tom Sawyer. I actually just got this book last week, as well as a couple others that I'll show you because I'm planning on doing them in those spaces where I don't have any Audible credits or don't have any audio book credits, and I'm going to do classics uh, with that time. So, anyway, Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. I finished that. So, stuff that I'm working on. I am reading the Sympathizer by Viet Thanh Nguyen. About 100 pages in on this one. This is the Pulitzer Prize winning book from 16, I believe, 2016. So it'll be my 10th one. And so I'm slowly working my way backwards through those. I am over halfway done, and I mean, I've got like 5 hours left in audio, but I'll be finishing this week. Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. That is my current audio book, and then my current nonfiction slash self growth slash whatever is the creative act, a way of being by Rick Rubin, and I'm getting pretty close on that one too. So those will wrap up this week. The stuff I'm going to get into after that, physical read after finishing the Sympathizer. I'm going to do Eric Gunyard's A Graveside Gallery. Had this for a while, need to get into it, haven't done it. After the Creative Act, I'm going to get into a shorter um, nonfiction self growth type thing with Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven. This is a weird one for me because again, I don't think I will ever get up and take the time to make my bed. I'm more of a get up and go start something else type guy. But anyway, and then my audio after Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk is going to be Lone Women by Victor Laval. So that's all the stuff I read, all the stuff I am in the process of working on. I mean, when I get through all that, I've taken a really good chunk out of my May TBR that I put together. Like I'm looking over there, and that would only leave me with one, two, three, four, five, six. maybe six. So about half of my TBR for May, which is good. All right, stuff that I got. I saw Tim Ferriss. I think he is the author of a book called The 4 Hour Work Week, which I have not read. And I don't know the gist. I'm going to tell you what I think the gist is. I think the loose gist is that, if we worked really, really hard for 4 hours a week, we could probably get as much throughput in as we do by not working really, really hard in a 40-hour week. Again, that's my loose, uneducated interpretation of the gist. Anyway, I watched a video um, of him giving an interview about his like the most important books he's ever read, and he mentioned this one, Awareness, and it was the first book he mentioned, and so because of that, I grabbed it. Awareness: The Perils and Opportunities of Reality by Anthony D. Mello. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm using those end of the month times to when I'm out of audiobook credits to do classics. So I've identified the ones that Everand has, and I'm slowly buying because I have to have a physical copy. You know how I am. I'm buying the ones that I need. So, in the next couple months in audio, I'll be doing The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, as well as, like I showed you, I just did Tom Sawyer. I'll be doing The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I did one buy two get one free on eBay. Um, I got Growing Things by Paul Tremblay, and I've already read this book, and I didn't own it for the shelf, so this is kind of how the order started. But I got Song of Khalid by Dan Simmons. Dan Simmons is got a lot of, I guess, well thought of horror books out there. I had never read him. I read this book a couple years ago. It's the only book of his I've read, and then I don't often judge an author by what they do in the public, but then he kind of made some noise out there, like in the news, right? Like with Greta Thunberg or whatever. And so I've never really gone after reading the guy. I mean, I might eventually. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to read The Terror and was Abominable, things like that. But as at this point, this is the only book of his I've read. But I did want to own a copy for the shelf, and then I picked up Wonderland by Zoji Zoji Stage. So yeah, it was a buy two get one free, and that's what I did. So I went to Goodwill, picked up a few books, 10 books. I go in there. This is my local Goodwill. I go in there all the time and browse. Sometimes I get stuff, sometimes I don't. Um, you know, we'll see. So I picked up Traveler by Richard Adams. I will never read this, but I found it interesting to know that the author of Watership Down wrote a Civil War book about the Confederacy and Robert E. Lee. It almost made me think, I mean, it's got, I mean, let's say no one's read it, doesn't even have any like cracks on the spine. It made me think that, that's probably out of print or something, right? But anyway, interesting to pick up. Like I said, that's probably not something I'm going to read, but I'm probably going to sell it actually. I mean, I don't know if it's worth anything, but I'll find out. Picked up a hardcover copy of The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I'm going to do at least Jurassic Park and The Lost World at some point. 5 years ago or so, I set out with this Crichton read through goal, and I started at the beginning. Like I read his true crime books. I can't remember the name of the pen name he wrote them under, but I did like five of them. But the whole goal was to work my way up to The Lost World. I mean, to Jurassic Park and Sphere and Congo and things that were made into movies in the 90s that I wanted to go back and reread. Well, I never got there, but saw the hardcover copy, grabbed it, and so now I think eventually at some point I'm gonna go back and do those. I picked up the best American mystery stories of the century. This is edited by Tony Hillerman. I don't often pick up these anthologies like this, but mystery, it's nice and thick, and I thought maybe someday. Picked up Mouse 1 and 2. I read them. I didn't own a copy for the shelf, so I grabbed those. I got The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. I don't know anything about this. Kind of bought it on a whim. I got The Last Castle by Denise Kiernan. I read her other book, The Girls of Atomic, Girls of Atomic City or whatever. I have not read this one, so a lot of these are things that I don't know. Some of them I plan to read, some of them I never plan to read. I'm a book addict. That's what I am. So I got Jane Boleyn by Julia Fox. Don't really know much about this, but kind of an untouched hardcover that I picked up. I got October in the Earth by Olivia Hawker, and this is um, talks about Harlan County, Kentucky. I live in Kentucky, so I like Harlan County stories. One of my favorite songs of all time is the Daryl Scott "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive." So anyway, grab that, and then I got "Why Work Sucks" and How to Fix It, which again, not the type of book that I would have bought 3 months ago, but it I'm reading a lot of self growth type stuff, and this one had a blurb by Tim Ferriss, who I just talked to you about the 4 Hour Work Week, and so because of that, and because Tim Ferriss was on Ryan Holiday, this is kind of down that particular rabbit hole, but I grabbed that, and that is pretty much it. I'm trying to think if anything else is going on. Not really, not really at all. Prom was this weekend. My junior in high school, my son had prom, so there was a lot of um, stuff that went into that. So, anyways, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.